Hello, sweetie. Welcome back to my room. Come in, come in. Make yourself comfortable. And remember that this is a no-worry zone. What does it mean? So, when you enter the no-worry zone, the only thing that you are allowed to think about is letting go. Let go of work. Let go of school. And most of all, let go of all of the stress and fears that you might be experiencing recently. Here it's only me, you, and the stories. And speaking of the stories, today I have the most special ones for you. I'm going to read 2 Ukrainian fairy tales. Come closer, put the blanket on, and listen up. The dog Circle lived with a peasant, but he was very old. The owner saw that there would be no more use for him. So, the peasant drove Circle out of the yard and was left to wander through the fields. A wolf saw him and approached him. He asked Circle, "What are you doing here?" And Circle replied, "Well, brother, my owner drove me away, so here I am, wandering." "Do you want to return home?" the wolf asked him. "I could make it so the owner would take you back." "Do it, brother, please. I'll thank you somehow." And the wolf said, "Well, look, when your master and his wife come out to reap wheat, the mistress will put the child in the basket. You must walk near the field so that I know where it is. I will grab the child, and you appear to rescue them from me. I will pretend to be scared and leave the child with you." The next day, the peasant with his wife went out into the field to reap their crop. The wife put her child into the basket and joined her husband to reap the wheat in the field. The wife heard the wolf approaching and saw as he snatched up the child and ran away with them into the field. Circle chased the wolf. He got up to him and took back the child, returning it to the peasant and his wife. The peasant took out some bread and a piece of lard from a sack and said, "Here, Circle, eat for not letting the wolf eat the child." Leaving the field in the evening, they took Circle with them. They returned home and his owner said, "My wife, cook me more buckwheat dumplings and season them well with bacon." As soon as they were cooked, he seated Circle at the table, sat down next to him and said, "We will have dinner together." He took for himself a dumpling for his wife, and another he put into Circle's bowl. They all happily ate together. Circle thought to himself, "It will be necessary to thank the wolf for what he has done for me." Time passed. The peasant had a daughter, and he decided to marry her off. Circle found out about this, went out in the field, found the wolf there and said to him, Come Sunday evening to our garden. I will let you into the house, and thank you for the service you have done for me. The wolf waited until Sunday and came to the place where Circo pointed out to him. On this very day, the host celebrated the wedding of his daughter. Circo went out to the wolf, led him into the house, and seated him under the table. Here, Circo took a bottle of gorilka from the table, a large piece of meat, and carried it under the table. People wanted to beat the dog for it, and the owner says, "Do not harm my Circo. He served me well, and I will repay him with kindness all my life." Circo takes the very best food and drink from the table and gives it to the wolf until he is so full he can eat no more. "Now I will sing," declares the wolf, and Circo says, "Do not sing, otherwise you will be in trouble. I will give you another bottle, but just be quiet." And the wolf drank another bottle of gorilka and said, "Well, now I'm definitely going to sing," and starts howling under the table. Some of the guests rushed out of the house. Some rushed to beat the wolf. Circo fell on the wolf as if he were trying to strangle him. The owner says, "Do not beat the wolf, otherwise you will kill Circo too. He will deal with it himself." Then Circo led the wolf into the field and said, "You did me a great service, and now I have repaid my debt to you." And with that, they said goodbye. That concludes the story about the dog called Circo. But I have one more for you, titled Speaklet. Once upon a time, there were two little mice, Tweedle and Twirl, and a rooster, Vociferous. The mice were interested only in singing and dancing, spinning and playing, and the rooster got up early in the morning, first woke everyone up with a song, and then set to work. Once a rooster was sweeping the yard and saw a spike of wheat on the ground. "Tweedle, Twirl," called the rooster, "look what I found." The mice came running and said, "You need to thresh the wheat." "And who will help me to thresh it?" asked the Vociferous. "Not me," one shouted. "Not me," shouted another. "All right," said the rooster, "I will thresh it myself." And set to work as the mice ran off to play catch-up. Vociferous finished threshing, returned from the mill, and shouted, "Hey Tweedle, hey Twirl, look how much grain I have threshed." The mice came running and squealed in chorus. "Now you need to carry the grain to the mill, grind the flour." Vociferous put the sack on his shoulders and left. And the mice started a game of leapfrog, jumping over each other and having fun. The rooster returned from the mill, again calling the mice. "Here, Tweddle, here, Twirl, I brought flour." The little mice came running, looking, praising him. "Excellent work, Vociferous. Oh, well done. Now you need to knead the dough and bake pies." "And who will help me knead the dough?" asked the rooster, and the mice started again. "Not me," squeaked Tweedle. "Not me," Twirl squeaked. Vociferous thought for a moment and said, "Apparently, I'll have to do it myself." He kneaded the dough, dragged firewood, and lit the stove. And as the oven was heated, he planted pies in it. The mice all the while danced and sang songs. Once the pies were baked, the rooster took them out, put them on the table. This time the mice were right there. No one had to call them. "Oh, and I'm hungry," squeaks Tweedle. "Oh, and I want to eat," Twirl squeaks. And they sat down at the table. And Vociferous tells them, "Wait, wait. Tell me first, who found the wheat?" "You did," the mice screamed loudly. "And who threshed the wheat?" Vociferous asked again. "You did," both said quietly. "And who carried the grain to the mill?" "You did," Tweedle and Twirl answered very quietly. "Who kneaded the dough? Who carried the wood? Fired up the oven? Who baked pies?" "You did," the little mice squeaked almost inaudibly. "And what did you do?" asked the rooster. The mice had grown silent. Vociferous simply looked at them, awaiting their response. They simply lowered their heads and left the table. They knew they had no right to enjoy the pies that they did not help to make. For those who do not work, neither shall they eat. And with that, today's bedtime story time is over. I hope you are nice and relaxed now. Maybe even a little sleepy. If you are, it's okay to close your eyes and go to sleep. Or take a nap. See you soon. Good night. Before I go, I would like to wish for you to be safe. And for all of us, more stability in our lives. After every storm comes a calm. Slava Ukraini.